This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now, what you just heard there was, if you're not already aware, the rather fantastic Dickey solo from the Allman Brothers classic Ramblin' Man. I've had a couple of requests to do that solo, so I thought I'd get it out the way today. Coming up next, you're going to see a little bit of an explanation and a breakdown of what's going on in the solo. Here it is. Okay then, Ramblin' Man, what we got going on here then? Well, here's the chord sequence, and as you can see, it's in the key of A flat, which struck me as being a little bit odd, to be honest, because how many guitar songs or guitar-orientated songs are written in a key like A flat? I initially thought that it was, recorded and done in the key of A, and then, everybody was tuned down a semitone, as that's quite common. But I've checked online and there are quite a few live versions of it that are in the key of G, so I don't know, maybe in the studio it was done in the key of G, capoed up at the first fret. Wikipedia tells us that it's actually written in the key of A flat, but I wouldn't know how much store to put by that. Point is though, even if it is in the key of G and capoed up one semitone, when you're playing guitar up this end, like lead parts up this end of the neck, you're so far away from the capo down here that you lose any sense that you're actually in G, but capoed up a fret, it just feels more like it's in A flat. So that's the way I've transcribed it. The solo begins with a little harmony part, and I'll demonstrate both of those parts now. The first part goes like this. Like that. And the second part goes like this, or the harmony part. Like that. And in terms of what's going on there in the harmony, there's one note that we need to just ignore for a moment, and that's on that final rundown. This note here, this is a B. We'll come to why that's there, because if you know your key signatures, you'll know that the key of A flat doesn't have a B note in it. But we'll come back to that. But basically what you've got is largely a harmony part down here, or a main guitar part down here, that's coming out of this pattern of A flat major pentatonic. Okay, and then mainly the harmony part is based out of this pattern of A flat major pentatonic. There we go. And what's going on here is, if you know your pentatonic positions, there's a very cool and easy way to create an instant harmony part. What you do is you basically go to the next but one pattern up. So as you can see, we're in pattern 4 here. So what comes after 4 is pattern 5. What comes after pattern 5 is pattern 1, and that's... So if you basically take whatever moves you're doing in pattern 4 and track them in pattern 1, the next but one pattern up, it harmonises beautifully, as I shall now demonstrate. Okay, so after that harmony part, we're into like the... Oh, sorry, yes, I need to mention the B note, don't I? Why is that there? Well, quite simply, if we look back at the chord sequence here, it's happening in that NC bar, no chord. There's no chord going on there, so there's nothing really for it to clash with. And if we play an A flat major chord here and an A flat minor chord, you can see that the A flat minor chord has a B note in it. So what they're doing is they're using the minor third in a major context. We're familiar with that. It's a typical kind of blues guitar thing, you know, playing the minor third over a major chord. And, you know, that's why that fits here. And the harmony note for that minor third, if it was the major third, the harmony note would be an E flat, so the C would harmonise to an E flat, and, you know, B also harmonises to an E flat, so it doesn't make any difference to the harmony. It just adds a little kind of bluesy kind of feel to just that little part of the solo. From there on in, though, we are mainly major pentatonic bass. There are two main patterns that are used throughout this, and it's these kind of linear type runs where that kind of run there, where you're essentially kind of coming out of a little bit of the bottom end of pattern 5, going through the middle part of pattern 1 and ending up in the top end of pattern 2 of the A flat major pentatonic. The main characteristic of this solo is that it keeps moving. It's very evenly paced. Most of it is based on eighth notes, kind of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and which made it very easy to transcribe, but also quite difficult to remember when I was recording the solo, because there are so many little bits of it that are almost but not quite the same. But you've got lots of things like this. It kicks off with that little lick there, and then lots of stuff like, and this lick crops up quite a few times, and then that kind of thing, just sliding back and forth between essentially, as I say, what is pattern 1 and pattern 2, you know, and that's sort of the point where you would slide between them, or you can, as I say, you can think of it as part of that more linear pentatonic run like that. So lots of licks that are 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 8th note based. Again, go and take a look at any of the many live versions of this song, and you'll notice that it's an entirely different solo each time. The trick seems to be to get the feel of it is just play out of that pattern. And there's one other thing as well that we'll look at in a moment, and keep the phrasing very much in the kind of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That kind of thing, and you can't go far wrong really. There's only one note extra that gets added in from beyond the A flat major pentatonic, and it's the D flat note that comes in here, so you can kind of view that as coming from there, where you get licks like that. It's not really featuring a lot as a main targeted note. In fact, there's not really any note targeting going on in this solo. As I say, when I'm talking about note targeting, I mean, you know, kind of landing on a specific note and staying there because it's there in the underlying chord. This D flat note here is in the overall A flat major scale, and we've got, you know, a D flat major chord in the chord sequence, but it's not really being used as a target note to do that kind of thing, as I say, because the phrasing is very much on the move all the time. You're not really settling on any one note to let it breathe and kind of hang against a chord. So it's just used for those kind of decorative purposes, really. So there you go. That is a brief look at what is going on in the guitar solo from the Allman Brothers song Ramblin' Man. Have fun with it. And there is, of course, a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the clip of me playing the solo and that little piece there that you've just seen of me explaining what's going on, and a jam track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is, of course, in the description. Thank you so much to everybody who helps me out in that way, or any of the other ways that you can find linked down there. There's courses and all manner of stuff that you can do to get some benefit out of and, you know, help me keep the lights on around here. Thank you so much to everyone who's doing that, and thank you in advance if you're thinking about doing it. That's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful, informative, and maybe a little bit inspiring. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream on Friday. I know it's only Monday, but you know, we always have to have something to look forward to, don't we? Basically 5 PM Friday, every Friday we have a live stream. It's just basically a bunch of us sitting around having a beer and talking about guitars and music and other such great things. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.